My dear, I have brought you to this moment, not by chance, but by a thread of destiny that runs through time. You didn't arrive here by luck. You were guided. Even in the silence, even in the waiting, I was by your side. I saw you hold on through difficult questions, wondering if I still noticed you, if I still remembered the promise. While others moved forward, you stood still. Yet you whispered, "I believe." That whisper echoed louder in heaven than you realize. I kept every word of faith you spoke, and every tear that carried a prayer. And now I tell you with certainty, the word you've been waiting for has come. Sometimes the soul senses what the eyes cannot yet see. The stirring you feel inside is not imagination, it's real. It's my voice speaking to your spirit. You may not know how everything will unfold, but something inside you is already standing at attention. This is not a season like those you've known before. This is the unveiling. What has been quietly forming behind the veil is now stepping into light. I held it until you were ready, not ready in strength, but ready in surrender. You see, the promise was never late. It was growing roots insolence. I know the weight you carried, the way you smiled while wondering if I had forgotten the details. But I was never distant. I was never idle. I was preparing a release so specific, so personal, that no one else could carry it. This word, it carries your name, etched it into your future long before you knew the battle you would face. And now it arrives not with fanfare, but with sacred certainty. It may not look how you pictured it. It may not sound like what you expected, but it will fit the shape of your soul in a way only heaven could design. There were times you asked me for a sign, something visible, something tangible. But I was doing something deeper than sight. I was aligning layers of your life, stretching your inner strength, maturing your discernment, and sharpening your spirit so you wouldn't just receive a word. You'd be able to carry it with authority. I was not silent to punish. He was still to prepare. The delays were not denials. They were the rhythm of divine timing at work. And now that rhythm has reached its crescendo, my beloved, feel the shift. It is subtle yet strong. The atmosphere around you is changing. You are stepping into something I have long reserved, not because you earned it, but because I appointed it. And it could only be released at the time when your heart was ready to hold it with wisdom. The word I'm giving is not vague. It's not abstract. It is exact, deliberate, and alive. It is the answer to what your spirit has cried for in secret. It will settle questions you haven't dared to speak aloud. It will bring light to the corners of confusion that made you think I was far. I was there in every moment, in the loneliness that crept in during the night, in the decisions you made without applause, in the places you gave generously without being seen. I saw all of it, and I stored it in the vault of my justice. And now I'm opening the door. You thought the silence meant I had forgotten. No, my child. I was writing an outcome more beautiful than you had the words to request. That's how I move quietly, deeply, completely. I do not create surface blessings. I establish roots. And now the fruit of that long unseen work is beginning to appear. This is not merely the end of a trial. This is the beginning of a redefinition. What you've endured is not wasted suffering. It is a foundation for uncommon wisdom, and that wisdom is now your compass. You'll find yourself speaking with clarity you didn't know you carried. You'll see situations shift, not because you tried harder, but because your presence now carries weight. You are not who you were. The stretching, the breaking, the waiting, it has changed your spiritual posture. You stand taller now, not in pride, but in certainty. Heaven has marked you. That mark cannot be erased. There will be moments soon where others notice something different about you. They may not be able to name it, but they will sense it. The word I've given you will not just speak through your mouth. It will echo from your life. You will walk into rooms and the atmosphere will bend. Not because of who you are in yourself, but because of who you've become through the fire. I've trusted you with silence. I've trusted you with delay. Now I trust you with revelation. Carry this word not as a possession, but as a promise alive inside you. What once seemed withheld is now being released in waves. New doors will open, but more than that, new peace will open within you. You are not striving anymore. You are not proving anymore. You are simply walking in rhythm, with what I've always known about you. You've been ready longer than you realized, and even the moments you doubted your own strength, I didn't. I placed a covering over you, not to hide you, but to shield you while I completed the work within. And now the covering lifts. The light shines. The word is spoken. It's not just for encouragement, it's for activation. It will start movements in places you thought were stagnant. It will breathe life into dreams you laid down. It will stir memories of things I once whispered, and suddenly you'll see how they connect. I was never random. I'm exact. I didn't give you just any word. I gave you your word, and no one else can walk it out. Others might not understand. Some may question it, but this was not given to a crowd. It was whispered into the core of your being so deeply that even when you tried to forget it, it wouldn't let go. I know how long you've waited, how often you've asked if you misunderstood. But now the confirmation will be unmistakable. Circumstances will bend to match what I've spoken. And when you begin to walk in it, you won't need to convince anyone. Your peace will be the evidence. Your clarity will be the sign. Your calm will be louder than your words. And as you live out this word, others will be drawn, not to your personality, but to my presence inside you. So rest your anxious thoughts. Lay down your striving. You don't need to chase what I've already placed within reach. This word is not fragile. It's not at risk. It has been protected, preserved, and prepared. And now it finds its place in your hands, your steps, your life. Not because you earned it, but because I chose this moment for it to arrive. You are stepping into the fulfillment of something I started long ago. And as you move forward, you will begin to realize this was never just a word. This was a promise in motion, a sacred echo finally reaching your ears. The wait is over. The word you've been waiting for, it's here. You felt the tremble in your spirit long before the evidence appeared. That inner vibration, subtle but steady, wasn't imagination. It was confirmation. My presence has been stirring things beneath the surface, drawing you towards something you couldn't yet see but couldn't deny. I placed the signal inside you, not around you. That's why the world couldn't validate what you carried. But now, as my word begins to unfold, you'll watch how everything outside of you begins to catch up with what I placed within. This is a season of alignment. Not by chance, not by effort, but by design. What once felt out of step will now move in rhythm. You'll begin to see how what felt delayed was not denial, but divine orchestration. The people, places, and timings I'm connecting you to now were always part of the original blueprint. You only couldn't see them before because your spirit was still being trained to listen in silence. I do not rush what matters. I perfected quietly. The silence was not absence. It was the sacred chamber of formation. Even now things are rearranging, but not in chaos. No, in choreography. Doors are not just opening. They're unlocking with keys I placed in your hands long ago. Keys you didn't recognize, shaped by long nights, unseen tears, and hidden perseverance. Every act of endurance was not wasted effort. It was the crafting of spiritual tools. And now you will begin to realize that what you've waited for is not coming to you as a gift. It's emerging from you as a release. You've carried answers in your spirit before you had language for them. There were moments you didn't know how to explain your intuition, your urgency, your pull towards something bigger. But I gave you glimpses on purpose. I let you feel the weight of what was coming before it arrived, so you would build the strength to stand when it did. And now the time has come. My word is stepping out of the shadows. It will meet you in the space between what you prayed for and what you dared not hope for. It is familiar and yet surprising, intimate and yet larger than life. The atmosphere around your life is changing. You'll feel it in the way conversations shift, in how new people seem to be drawn to your presence, in how closed spaces begin to widen. The world is beginning to recognize what heaven has already seen. You are not just receiving a word, you are becoming the embodiment of it. You are not just holding a promise, you are walking out the proof. You once asked me to speak loudly, but now you'll find that the whisper has always carried more authority. For my voice in your spirit is stronger than the shouts of confusion surrounding you. Some will not understand the changes taking place within you. That is not your burden to carry. This word was not meant for public validation. It was spoken in the quiet places of your obedience. It was sealed in the stillness of your surrender. Not everyone will hear what is spoke to you, but they will see the fruit it produces. And when they ask how it all happened, you won't need to explain. Your peace will speak. Your clarity will testify. Your transformation will answer every question without uttering a word. This is a gentle rising, not a storm, not a spotlight, but a steady revealing. I'm not elevating you to impress others. I'm establishing you to fulfill purpose. The influence I place on your life now will not be for decoration. It will be for direction. People will be drawn to you for wisdom, for insight, for something they can't find elsewhere. And you will give freely, not because you seek to be known, but because you understand how deeply you are known by me. There is nothing random about this hour. Even the things that seemed like detours were deliberate. The heartbreaks that threatened to undo you were actually rerouting devices. I used disappointment to redirect your focus. I used delay to deepen your roots. I used rejection to refine your identity. Not one part of your story is wasted. I gathered every broken piece and used it to mosaic something stronger. And now what I have shaped in private is ready to be revealed in purpose. You will begin to feel less urgency to chase and more peace in simply receiving. You will notice that things begin to come to you not because you didn't work, but because you've entered a realm where faith outpaces force. What was once a struggle will now feel like flow. You will walk into rooms that once felt closed. You'll speak with a confidence that surprises even you. And when you ask why now, you will hear my answer clearly, because you're no longer looking for the word. You've become a place where the word lives. This shift may feel surreal at first. After so much waiting, after so much silence, it may be hard to trust that it's finally happening. But lean into it. Let the winds of my timing carry you. You're not stepping into a season. You're stepping into a divine sequence. I've already positioned the provision. I've already prepared the people. I've already softened the soil for the seeds you'll now plant. The word is not coming. It has arrived. And it is moving with you, confirming your steps as you go. There is no striving left in you for what once consumed your prayers. Now there is only rest, because you finally see that it was never about forcing a future. It was about flowing in step with my voice. That's the rhythm you're walking in now. Grace no longer looks like struggle. Favor no longer feels like performance. You will find yourself sustained not by applause, but by alignment. And as you rest, you will recognize the sacredness of every moment. The ordinary will begin to shimmer with divine detail. A conversation will carry healing. A walk will reveal direction. A pause will unlock purpose. Because my word is not just in the grand. It's woven through the seemingly small. You will begin to treasure simplicity. Not because you lack vision, but because you now see that my power is most often revealed in the quiet. What's ahead will not exhaust you. It will energize you. You will not burn out trying to prove yourself. You will burn bright because you finally know who you are in me. I'm not giving you more to carry. I'm giving you clarity so you can carry what matters. And when you hold this word, you'll notice what no longer belongs. Certain habits will fade. Certain voices will fall silent, not through effort but through ease. Because the clearer your purpose becomes, the less room there is for anything that blurs it. You will walk lighter, laugh freer, decide faster. You will trust your discernment, not because it comes from you, but because it flows through you. My child, this is the hour where understanding replaces confusion, where quiet confidence replaces anxiety, where divine rhythm replaces constant restlessness. This is not just your time. It's your turning. I'm not adding something small to your life. I'm redefining the rhythm entirely. You are not who you were yesterday. And tomorrow you will see with eyes that no longer search for signs, but respond to my movement with certainty. There is no guesswork in this anymore. There is only grace. The word you've been waiting for has not just arrived. It has become your new way of being. And everything around you will begin to recognize that something holy is unfolding. There is a shift taking place that even you cannot fully describe yet. It's subtle, like morning mist lifting before the sun appears. But you can feel it. The heaviness you carried for so long has begun to lift. Not because everything outside you has changed, but because something inside you has. What once felt distant now feels near. What once felt impossible is quietly unfolding. This is what it means when I say the word has arrived. Not as thunder, but as transformation. You used to strain to hear me. Now you find yourself recognizing my whispers without effort. You used to question every delay, wondering if you missed a step. But now there's a quiet assurance rising in your spirit that tells you you were always exactly where you needed to be. You didn't miss your moment. You didn't fall behind. I was working all along, and now you were starting to see the proof. This is not about dramatic change. It's about deep certainty. And from that certainty will come a new kind of strength, one that doesn't wear you out but steadies you. The word I've placed within, you will begin to flow through everything you do. You won't need to announce it, you won't need to perform. The evidence will speak in how you carry yourself. The decisions you make will reflect a wisdom that surprises those around you. The timing of your actions will mirror divine precision, and even in the quiet, there will be movement. Others may ask how things began to shift so quickly, but the truth is it didn't happen suddenly. It only appeared that way. What they see now is the result of years of unseen trust. The hours you spent weeping, praying, wrestling in silence, they were not invisible to me. They were sacred appointments. I was present in all of them. And now I am showing you what happens when nothing is wasted. Every sigh, every struggle, every surrender was recorded. And I am returning what was poured out with interest. You may still feel unprepared. You may look at the size of what's coming and feel too small. But hear me. I chose you with full knowledge of every weakness, every wound, every worry. I didn't pick you because you were perfect. I picked you because you were willing to yield when it didn't make sense, willing to wait when you saw others move ahead, willing to obey without applause. And that kind of willingness holds power most can't comprehend. This word you're carrying will begin to attract the right alignments. Not everyone can walk this next stretch with you. That's not rejection. That's refinement. The road ahead requires people who hear me like you do, who carry peace instead of pressure and vision instead of fear. I will place these people around you, some familiar and some entirely new, but all of them will serve your purpose without demanding pieces of your soul. This is also the hour where you will begin to understand why certain relationships had to end. You didn't lose them. I removed them because the atmosphere around them was incompatible with what I was growing in you. I know how it broke your heart. I know you questioned whether letting go was the right thing. But now you will begin to see peace has returned. Clarity is blooming. And what you once called loss, you'll now recognize as protection. The word I've spoken over your life carries authority. It does not return void. You've tried to move forward in your own strength before, and it exhausted you. But this is different. You're not striving anymore. You're sinking. You're not forcing outcomes. You're following direction. You're no longer reacting to pressure. You're responding to purpose. That is the sign that you're moving in alignment. There will be things you once chased that no longer interest you. That is not failure. It's growth. You're beginning to crave what nourishes your spirit, not just what pleases your surface. You'll choose depth over display, truth over attention, purpose over popularity. Not because you've lost ambition, but because your ambition has been purified. The word is re-entering your desires. Even in the midst of this clarity, moments of doubt may still arise. You may question if you heard me correctly, but I assure you the fruit will confirm the root. You will know the word is true, because what follows, it will bear peace. My voice never creates confusion. My word never brings burden without also bringing grace. Watch for the signs I place along the way. They will come softly but unmistakably. A sentence spoken by a stranger, a passage that jumps off the page, a sudden knowing in your spirit that says, "This is the way, follow those threads." I speak in many ways, and you are learning how to listen deeply. This unfolding will not come all at once. It will arrive in waves. Some will be quiet, others will be undeniable. but each one will carry the same signature: peace, clarity, purpose. I will teach you to move at the speed of obedience, not the pace of pressure. You don't need to match others. You are not behind. The work I've done in you is rare, and rare things are revealed with care. You are about to find yourself standing in spaces you once prayed for from a distance. But when you arrive, you won't feel like an outsider. You'll feel like you were always meant to be there. Not because of pride, but because your spirit will recognize the place. I don't lead you where you don't belong. I take you to places that reflect what I've built inside you. You will walk in not with arrogance, but with quiet confidence. A grace that speaks louder than words. And yes, there will be some who don't understand how you got here. Let them wonder. Your explanation is not required. I didn't craft your journey for public approval. I shaped it for personal transformation. What you carry now is not something others can fully measure. And that's the point. The depth I've placed in you is not for display. It's for purpose. And that purpose is beginning to bloom in ways you cannot yet fully imagine. You are not stepping into a role. You are stepping into a rhythm, one that beats in time with my heart. You will not need to shout your arrival. You will simply arrive. And the room will shift. Your presence will carry peace. Your steps will carry meaning. Your silence will carry weight because you are no longer reaching for the word. You are living from it. This is how transformation happens, not in the noise, but in the knowing. And you, my beloved child, are beginning to know. Know who you are. Know what I've said. Know where I'm leading. No more guessing. No more grasping. Just grace, steady and strong, pulling you forward with holy intention. There is a moment just before something breaks open, where the atmosphere shifts, not with noise, but with knowing. That's where you are right now. Not at the beginning of something, but at the brink. You've walked through the refining, the questioning, the stillness that felt like silence. But now the weight in the air is not delay. It's declaration. I'm not preparing you anymore. I am releasing you. And when I release, it is never partial. I don't give half blessings or incomplete answers. I pour in full. What's coming will not require striving. It will flow with the ease that only obedience produces. You will look back on the years that felt forgotten and understand. They were no empty. They were sacred. They were the birthplace of the word you now carry. Your discernment will sharpen, not through study, but through intimacy with me. You'll begin to respond with wisdom that doesn't match your experience, because it's not drawn from what you've learned, but from what I've revealed. You will sense before others see. You will act before others understand. And you will be at peace even when others are unsure. That is the mark of someone who has walked closely with their Father. The moments of doubt that once held you hostage will now become the places of your greatest authority. Where you used to question everything, now you will move without second-guessing. Not because you know more, but because you trust me more. That's the root of the clarity you now feel. It didn't come from answers. It came from surrender. The words I have placed within you are not for decoration. They are for direction, and they will lead others not because you try to teach, but because you live from truth. Those around you will be drawn to the quiet strength in you. They won't be able to explain it, but they will feel it. And when they ask how you carry such peace, you won't give them formulas. You'll point to the stillness where I met you, and they will hunger for that stillness too. The world will begin to mirror what I've already completed in your spirit. Things that once felt stuck will move. Ideas that once confused you will suddenly make sense. Relationships that drained you will fade. And new ones that nourish you will rise in their place. Don't be alarmed by what shifts. It is me. I'm reorganizing your world to match the word I've spoken. This word, the one you've waited for, longed for, prayed for, is not fragile. It is not hanging by a thread. It is anchored in my voice. And nothing, no delay, no human decision, no closed door can stop what I've initiated. I will finish what is started. I will protect what I've planted. And I will sustain what I've promised. You have been faithful in obscurity. You've obeyed without understanding. You've trusted through tears. And now I honor what was done in secret. You will walk with a new posture, not one of exhaustion, but of quiet confidence. You will no longer carry the burden of proving your worth. You'll simply reflect the worth I've always seen in you. And yes, there will be blessings, tangible, visible, undeniable. But even more than that, there will be fullness, a life that feels whole again, joy that no longer needs explanation, rest that isn't tied to the absence of trouble, but to the presence of truth. You will rise each day, not wondering where I am, but walking in step with what I've spoken. This is your rhythm now. This is your new normal. So breathe, my child. The striving is over. The proving is done. You are not missing anything. You are not behind. You are right on time, walking straight into the fulfillment it designed long before you could imagine it. And as you step forward, know this: you are not walking alone. I go before you. I walk beside you. I am within you. Let the word I've given you become the lens through which you now see everything. Let it reshape your expectations, realign your emotions, restore your confidence. No longer filter life through disappointment. Filter it through my promise. You're not who you used to be. You're no longer waiting to be chosen. You are already chosen. You're not hoping to be seen. You are fully known. And now the moment has arrived. The word is not ahead of you. It is upon you. The release is not distant. It is present. The blessing is not pending. It is flowing. This is not a season of maybe. It is a season of yes, my confirmation, my completion. What I whispered in secret will now be shouted through evidence. What I hid in darkness is now unfolding in light. My child, the word you've been waiting for, it's here now. Receive it, live from it, and never doubt again what I am able to do when you trust me fully. Let this truth anchor your steps, guide your peace, and elevate your purpose. And if this word has spoken to your heart today, if your spirit feels it, claims it, breathes it in, then respond not just with understanding, but with agreement. Type a mean comments and let the heavens mark your faith. Stay rooted in this presence. And for more divine words like this, follow Jesus' blessed message, where his voice continues to speak. You are loved. You are seen. You are ready. The word is here, and it will not return void.